This is just not working. Hey guys, it's Megan, and today I'm back with another installment in my craft room makeover series. This time I'll be focusing on my desk area. I spend most of my time in this room, and let me tell you, as I've continued to work in this space, I've realized what works for me and what doesn't. And frankly, it was starting to feel like the walls were closing in on me in here. While I can't change the size of the room, I can try to rearrange things to fit my workflow a little better. In case you forgot, here's what my craft room looked like at the beginning of this series. It's definitely gone through a few changes since then. I'll have all the past episodes linked in a playlist down below. Before I start any room organization project, I like to make a list of goals that I have for the space. The main thing that I needed was a larger work surface. I do most of my filming on this 48 by 30 inch desk, and my current tripod setup takes up about half of it. I also wanted to find a better storage solution for the stuff on this side of the room, so with all that in mind, I got to work clearing out the room. My number one tip for organizing any space, but especially a small one, is to maximize vertical storage. A mistake that I made when organizing this room originally was not having the best variety of storage options. Anything that didn't fit in the fabric bins kind of just started to pile up in this corner, or it got shoved in the closet. To fix my storage issue, I ordered 3 of these closet-made 5-shelf organizers. I ordered these from Overstock.com, and while the shelves are fine, Overstock.com, 0 out of 10, would not recommend them. I mean, I ordered 3 shelves, right? Okay, 2 of them came on time, no issues, but according to the tracking number, the 3rd shelf was delivered to Florida, and I live in Pennsylvania. So, I had to call customer service, the whole ordeal, and the guy was like, okay, that's fine, we'll get a new one shipped out. I was like, great, I'll just put together the ones that I have, and by the time that I'm done, the 3rd one will be here. But, no, it didn't even ship for another 2 weeks. But at this point, I had already ripped the whole room apart, so, it was great. But on a more positive note, a product that I would recommend is this desk that I got from FlexiSpot. Like I said before, my main goal for this round of organization was to get a larger work surface. And FlexiSpot was nice enough to send me their ComHard desk to review. This desk was so easy to put together, and it comes with all the tools that you need right in the box. I was able to put it together by myself in less than 15 minutes. Most of the assembly is done for you. All I needed to do was screw the lifting columns onto the tabletop, install the feet, and plug it in. I was also super excited that this desk has a drawer too. You can adjust the desk height with the up and down arrows, and you have the option to program 4 of your favorite heights with the number buttons. I made number 1 the max height, and 2 is set at about 35 inches, which is my ideal, sitting desk height. It also comes with 2 USB ports and a USB-C port so you can charge your devices. I chose a white desktop with a white base, but FlexiSpot offers plenty of different color combinations to choose from. I covered the top of my new desk with the same marble contact paper that I used for the old one, just to protect it a little bit. Plus the marble pattern helps to hide any cat hair. I put my new desk to the left of my old one to make it sort of an L shape. The new desk gives me a separate space for editing, and it allows me to spread out when I'm filming if I need to. Which brings me to my next tip, which is to create different zones if you can. This pretty much means just keeping like materials together. In my case, I have a Cricut section, a 3D printing section, a sewing section, and with the new desk, I have separate filming and editing sections. Since I wanted to have as much desk space as possible, I invested in this tripod arm. This clamps onto the side of your desk and can be adjusted with these knobs. I also invested in a laptop stand, again with the goal of freeing up desk space. I always like to watch videos while I'm crafting, so for that I can just turn the mount this way. Then, when I'm ready to edit a video, I can swing it back around and use my Bluetooth keyboard to keep the screen at eye level. My favorite thing that I bought for my craft room refresh was this under-desk treadmill. And guys, this has made editing and just spending time on the computer in general so much easier. I don't know how to explain it, but moving while I work just helps me to focus better. And let's be real, sitting all day isn't good for anyone. Next, I got to work organizing the bookshelves. The shelves ended up blocking one of the outlets, so I measured where the outlet was and marked where I wanted to cut. Since the back of the shelves are just made out of cardboard, I was able to use an X-Acto knife to cut a hole. I wasn't super confident in my measuring skills, so I cut the hole a little bit at a time until the whole outlet was showing. And this ended up being a good decision because, as you can see, the mark is very far off from where the outlet is. I covered the cut edges with some white duct tape, and there you go, problem solved. I cut 2 more holes right above the shelves so I could thread a power strip down behind the bookcase. And the last step was to rearrange everything. I didn't film much of this because, let's be real, no one wants to watch me rearrange bins about a million times. But I eventually found a layout that I liked. I really like having everything labeled, but my old labeling system just wasn't doing it for me. They were just too complicated. Okay, so I made the labels by cutting circles from cardboard and covering them with contact paper all by hand. And then I used my Cricut to cut out the words from vinyl. But then you have to weed the vinyl, use transfer tape. If you have a Cricut, you know it's a process. And being the lazy person that I am, this bin might say fabric, but that's definitely not what's in there. This time I kept it simple. I designed the new labels to be cut from cardstock, with the words added using a Cricut pen. I did decide to laminate these, which meant that I had to do some cutting by hand, but they were still way easier to make. I tied these onto any bins that had handles with some ribbon. I used the same philosophy with these plastic drawers. My old version used vinyl for the words, but the new version wrote everything in pen. I just taped the new label inside of the drawer, and I was all set. So here's how my new desk setup turned out. The additional desk space and storage is just what I needed, and so far I love it. I store the treadmill over here when it's not in use, and it's easy enough to set up when I want to use it. I hung my calendar on the side of the bookcase with the command hook. I keep my microphone on the very top, and on the next shelf I put this white basket that I got from Target. I'm using this bin to store supplies for upcoming projects. I love the idea of having project bins where I can put things that don't have a designated storage space. Beside that, I have a plastic shoebox that stores some extra camera equipment. I'll probably add a vinyl label to this eventually, but if I fixed every little thing that I wanted to, this video wouldn't be up until next year. Below that, I have another project bin. I tried to put these somewhere that was easy to access, so I can toss things in when I get home from the store. I tried to keep the stuff that I use the most at eye level, so it's easy to get to when I need it. I use this gray bin that I got from Walmart to hold things that I use for editing, like my headphones and my iPad. And beside that, I have one of the power strips. On this shelf, I have this Powerpuff Girl bank that I've had since I was little. I like this because the top opens up, and I can put my receipts in there. Then I have a notebook, a planner that I've never actually used, and this electronics bin, which holds random things like this hairdryer that I use to dry paint. This bin holds cleaning supplies, pretty self-explanatory, and there's the second power strip. I ended up leaving one of the shelves off of this bookcase, so I'd have room to store larger items. In here, I just have some paper that didn't fit anywhere else, a light box that I got on Prime Day, and my replica surfaces backdrops. Moving on to the middle shelf, on top I have more of those bins from Target. If you want these bins, they're on clearance right now, by the way. But this one doesn't have anything in it yet, and this one has random kitchen appliances and bowls that my mom was getting rid of. On the next one, I have this shoebox that I covered with contact paper, and inside I have some Cricut supplies. Then I have 2 more of those Walmart bins. One for unfinished projects and one for finished projects that I need to do something with. Below that, I put 2 sets of those Sterilite drawers. In here, I keep some random art supplies, sewing supplies, office supplies, jewelry making stuff, washable markers, and colored pencils. On the next shelf down, I keep this roll of butcher paper. The idea behind this is that I can just roll out a piece and easily protect my work surface. On the next shelf down, I have a box of stencils and my collage materials. I haven't been as into making magazine collages lately, but I'm sure I'll get back into it eventually. And on the bottom shelf, I have this pink tool set that my mom gave me, and a bin full of fabric. And on the last shelf, on top I have another bin for finished projects. And below that, I have a bin with stickers, and a bin with some random things. This shelf holds my sketchbook, some tape that didn't fit anywhere else, pens, washi tape, more office supplies, and this metal bin has things like Posca pens, fine liners, rulers, all kinds of fun stuff. And on the right, I have a few binders. Below that, there are 2 gallons of glue and 2 more sets of plastic drawers. On this shelf, I have a few craft books and some finished canvases. And this bin I didn't redo yet since the top 2 drawers are empty, but that's the thing though, you don't have to make everything perfect all at once. I'm actually really glad that I still have some empty space, because I'm sure it'll get filled up eventually. Then I have some more art supplies, some laminating pouches, and on the bottom shelf I have this paper organizer, which I got this from Michael's, would not recommend, it falls apart every time you pick it up. But on here I have some extra sketchbooks, flat pieces of vinyl, and picture frames. And in this bin, I got this from a thrift store, I don't know, it has to be 10 years ago. I painted it, you can see the paint chipping off, but I have all my fabric backdrops in here. And over here, I have this marble trash can that I got from Walmart, and another old trash can that holds extra tripods and contact paper. I was lucky that this outlet was still showing, so I just attached the power strip to the side of the shelf with some command strips. And that was everything for my new desk setup. Let me know in the comments, where do you like to do your arts and crafts projects? I'm super lucky that I've been able to turn our old playroom into a craft room / office, but before I had this setup, I did most of my projects on my bedroom floor. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos just like this one. My merch, my website, and all of my social media will be linked down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye!